Hey guys, this is Indu here. Hope all are fine at home. Today we are going to see decentralization in India from the chapter Federalism, Class 10, CBSE Civics, Chapter 2. Please do not forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that every single time I upload the video, you will be getting the notifications. Kindly watch the video till the end because I have included some of the important board examination questions for practice. Decentralization in India. This is an important and interesting topic of this entire lesson. So students, please do concentrate this particular topic because at least one question from this topic will be asked in the board examination. So we'll just quickly go in for the definition of decentralization. When power is taken away from central and state government and given to the local government, it is called decentralization. So it is a very simple and basic definition. Everyone must read and get thorough with this. The term decentralization means power will be divided equally. Centralized one, like we call it a centralized AC. So likewise, power will be divided equally among every category. Though we have different hierarchies, center, state and local self-government, local self-government were not given much importance before the Amendment Act of 1992. Only after that, local self-government has got certain powers to enroll with. The basic idea behind decentralization is that there are a large number of problems and issues which are best settled at the local level. Local people can also directly participate in the decision making. So, local people are known for settling down their issues on their own in terms of Panchayat Raj system. So, this is a system which is practiced in India for a longer run, centuries before, years before it has been practiced, before even we have got court system in India. Panchayat Raj system was practiced. So, local people still followed the same. Till 1992, it was the condition. All the problems of the local level has been solved through Panchayat Raj system. Even after that, it is in existence in a legal manner. So, this is the basic understanding of decentralization in India. Local self-government before and after 1992 Amendment Act. How the local self-government executed its power before and after this amendment. So, this is what an important differentiation what we are going to see now. So, before 1992. Election to the local government were not held regularly, whereas after 1992 amendment, it is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular election to local government bodies. Like we have MLA election in state legislature, MP election in Lok Sabha. Likewise, even for local self-government, they do have regular election. Point number 2, no reservation of seats for SCs, STs and OBCs. This is before decentralization. After decentralization, seats are reserved in the elected bodies and the executive heads of these institutions for the SCs, STs and OBCs. So reservation will be given. The main intention of giving reservation is every individual, every part of the society, every human of the society should participate into the politics. It is not that only higher caste people or developed people or educated people only should participate in election. Every groups of the society must participate in the election. Then only the society will grow together, right? So that is the main intention of giving reservation of seats. Number 3, no reservation for women. As always, women were not given much importance before Decentralization Act. After decentralization, at least 1/3 of all positions are reserved for women. This is an important point, important 1 mark question. This 1/3 of the reservation is implemented only in local self-government. After 1992 Act, it is successfully going on, and many women are participating in the election and winning it, and they are just running the administration in a very good manner. We still have the case file is pending for MLA seats and MP seats reservation for women. Right, it is implemented only in local self government, and it is going on very smoothly. Point number 4, elections were controlled by state and not held regularly. So usually we have something called election commission for conducting election in state and the central level, whereas in the local body before 1992 only that particular state government will conduct election. There is no election commission body as such. But after decentralization, state election commission has been created in each and every state to conduct panchayat and municipal election. So next, point number 5, local government did not have any powers or resources of their own. So either they did not had any resource or they did not had any power to execute with in terms of politics. So this is before 1992. After 1992, the state government are required to share some powers and revenue with local government bodies. See, local government bodies may not be really flourished in terms of revenue or in terms of power. So that if something is comes under some local area comes under Karnataka or any state body under its control, some local levels will be there. If some local levels need help, so that particular state government has to render their help. So this has been implemented after 1992 Act. So this is all the basic understanding and differentiation between before and after 1992 Act. Now we have come to an important phase of this video, important board examination questions. First question, state any two differences between local government before and after constitutional amendment in 1992. Question number 2, explain the major steps that were taken towards decentralization in 1992. Question number 3, describe any 4 constitutional steps taken in 1992 towards decentralization in India. So these are some of the questions. Children, please do practice as many as questions possible. So that is all about today. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Like my video, share my video and subscribe my video. Bye bye. Take care.